Hello everyone, welcome back to FPL Star. Today I gonna discuss about FPL weekly transfer plan for game week 1. So before starting, if you are new in this channel, please subscribe this channel. Now let's start. I have divided FPL transfer plan in 5 categories. They are essential, differential, sell, hold and ignore. Essential are those kind of players, they are very much essential for your team. And the differential category are those players who have very low ownership but they can be very vital for your team. Sell category is the player you are owned, but I don't think they are a very good option for your team, and you need to sell this kind of player. The whole category is the player you are having, but this player is also good, but you are thinking that you can sell them. You don't sell them, please. And this kind of player is in the hold category, and the ignore category is the player you need to avoid for your team. They are all avoid, and they are not in your team most probably, and you don't need them. And this type of player are in ignore category. Now move on to our first player, and our first player is Son. He is the second highest scoring player in FPL last season. He scored 258 points, which is amazing, and that's why he is essential for your team. And he scored 23 goals last season and assists 10 times. In preseason, he has a very good form. He scored 2 goals and provided 4 assists, which is amazing. And that's why I think Son is an essential pick for your team. And he has a 25.5% ownership, and his fixture also looks good. Southampton, Wolves, Nottingham Forest is amazing fixture, so he is essential for your team. The second essential pick is Robertson from Liverpool. He is essential because he is the third highest scoring defender in last season FPL, and his point per match ratio is 7.4 and 6.4, which is amazing. And he is much better than Cancelo, because Cancelo's point per match ratio is 5.9, but Robertson has 6.4, and he also played only 29 matches, where Cancelo played 36 matches. So I think that Robertson is a better option than Cancelo. And if you go for a double up Liverpool defense, then Robertson is a very good option for your team. And if you look at his goal assist per 90 ratio is 0.46, which is higher than Cancelo, as well as the, Trent Alexander-Arnold. So he is essential for your team. And Liverpool fixture is good. Fulham, Crystal Palace, Bournemouth, all good. Manchester United are not so good last season, so I think this is also a good fixture for Liverpool, and that's why I think Robertson is essential for your team. Now move on to the differential category, and the differential player is Patrick Bamford, who is in amazing form. In preseason, he scored 2 goals and provided 1 assist, and last season he was injured a lot of time. That's why he got only 9 star and only got 28 points. But in 1920 season, Bamford scored 194 points, and that should be your concerning thing. And that thing, I think that Bamford can replicate this, and that's why I put him in the differential category. And his shot per 90 is 3.22, which is amazing for a forward, and his goal ratio was also very good, 0.64. So I think Bamford is overall a very good option, but he is differential because he has a very low ownership, and he can be a very good bargain for your team. And the second differential option is Jack Grealish from Manchester City. He is 7 million value, and his ownership is 4.7%. And in 26 matches last season, he scored 86 points. But in 1920 season, he scored 135 points in Aston Villa, and I think this season he will improve his ratio, because this season he is in the second year in Manchester City, so his performance should improve and he will get more minutes. And his shot per 90 is 2.13, and Manchester City has amazing fixture. West Ham first match is hard, but after that Bournemouth, Crystal Palace, Nottingham Forest, Newcastle all are good. So I think Grealish can be a very good differential for your team. Now move on to the sale category, and the first sale is Kevin De Bruyne. He is 12 million value, and he is an ownership of 15.5%, and he is a Manchester City asset. In preseason, his form looks good, 2 goals, but I put him in the sale category because as Haaland is now in Manchester City, Kevin De Bruyne is never a never the best player in Manchester City, and he will never play in a false nine because Julian Alvarez also there. So I think Kevin De Bruyne will play as a midfielder or deep midfielder role. So that's why I think Kevin De Bruyne is a sale for your team. If you have Kevin De Bruyne now in your team, sell him. And the next sale is Coutinho. He is 7 million value, and he is sold because in last season after the winter transfer window he performed very well, but after that his form fade away. So that's why I think he should be ignored by you. And if you have them, his ownership is 18.1%. So a lot of player FPL manager have Coutinho, and you need to sell him because he's not that much good for your team. And though Aston Villa's picture looks good, but I don't think that Coutinho can give you much good point. Now move on to the hold category, and first hold is Harry Kane. He is 11.5 million value, and his fixture is good. Tottenham fixture is good, but he is in hold category, not essential, because his point per match ratio is 5.2, which is very less than Son's 7.4. That's why I think Harry Kane is an hold for your team. And if you have Harry Kane in your team, you should hold him because you are going for a premium forward, and I think in premium forward option Harry Kane is the best option. He is better than Haaland, so he's a hold, but I don't think he is an essential option. Now move on to the another hold option, and this is Nato. He is very cheap. He is 5.5 million value, and you can obviously hold him because in preseason he performed very well. He scored 3 goals and 2 assists, and in last season he got 22 points, but in 1920 season he got 124 points, and he is a sure starter for Wolves. That's why I think you should keep or hold Nato because he can give you a good return because he's amazing player. He is so much creative. And now move on to our next category is ignore, and first ignore is Zinchenko. He is coming from Manchester City to Arsenal, and a lot of manager now getting hype and trying to buy him, but I don't think it's a good option because in Manchester City defense is so good that they maintain a lot of clean sheet, but Arsenal are not that much good. So I don't think that Arsenal can maintain a lot of clean sheet for their team, and that's why I think he's ignored for your team. Zinchenko look attacking in Arsenal defense. He plays as a left back, but sometimes he came to the midfield option. So I think that's why Zinchenko is a very good option. But in defensively, Arsenal is good, but that's not too good for your team. Now we want the last player in this category, and last ignore is Cookerla from Brighton. A lot of managers now buying him because a transfer rumor against with Chelsea and Manchester City. He can go there, but you should ignore him now because he will go a new team, and in a new team he needs some time to adapt. So that's why I think he's an ignore. And in 35 match he got 126 points. His point per match ratio is 3.6, which is not so good, and goal assist ratio is 0.06. He's not too much attacking, or Brighton is not as much attacking as other teams. So that's why I think he's ignored. And that's all. The essential is Son and Robertson. Differential is Bamford, Grealish. Sell are Kevin De Bruyne, Coutinho, hold Harry Kane and Nato, and ignore is Zinchenko and cookerla. And that's all for today. If you enjoyed this video, please like this video, and if you are new in this channel, please subscribe this channel, and don't forget to press the bell icon. Happy fantasy, good luck for your team.